that be?
Good evening, Lillian. Oh, you do remember me, don't you? We met at Mr. Madison's party for Mansion of the Damned.
Of course, Mr. Dorn. Please come in.
Thank you. It is rather cool out this evening. Hi, is Mrs. Madison in?
No.
Oh, do you know where she is?
Well, all I know is that Mrs. Madison packed her bags and left for the airport just the other evening. I called a cab for her myself.
Oh, yes. She did say that she was going to leave for a vacation to some tropical island when the movie was completed. Wow.
We'd all like to be somewhere nice and warm right now, I suppose.
Yes. Only there are many islands. Mrs. Madison could be on any one of them. I was, wondering whether you could tell me which one.
I'm afraid I can't help you, Mr. Dorn. Mrs. Madison didn't tell me a thing.
Oh, but surely she must have left a phone number or something where she can be reached in an emergency.
Well, all she did tell me was that she wasn't sure just exactly how long she would be gone.
I see.
If I do hear from Mrs. Madison, I'll be sure to tell her that you were interested in trying to find...
that would spoil the surprise, wouldn't it? You see, I was going to wire her a bouquet of roses.
Oh.
Yes. Now, don't you think I could just go up to her room quickly and look around and see if I could find something?
Her room? You mean her bedroom?
Yes. I'm sure there must be a travel folder or something of that nature lying around that would give me a clue.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dorn, but I couldn't let you do that.
Oh. Very well, Lillian. I admire your scruples. However, I could give you some of these if you could give me any information as to where Mrs. Madison could be. Here, I'll give you my phone number.
Well, I'll do that. If I just happen to come across something.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure Mrs. Madison would appreciate the flowers.
I'm sure she would. Have a pleasant evening.
Who is it?
Mrs. Dorn?
Hello, come on in.
Hello, Deborah. Oh, my, don't you look pretty tonight?
Well, thank you. I'm just on my way out. I'm going to be late as it is.
Oh, I'm sorry I showed up at a bad time. I didn't mean to bother you.
No bother.
Well, is some nice young man taking you out on the town tonight?
No, actually, I'm just going out with some friends.
Well, you have a nice time, you hear. And drive carefully.
I will.
Well, I don't want you to have to rush on my account, so I'll say what I came to say and be on my way.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. No, I just wanted you to know that I'll be going out myself tonight, and might not be back for several days.
Mrs. Corey, you have a boyfriend, huh?
If only that were the case. No. A couple of months ago, I was in the hospital of touch of pneumonia, and I got friendly with the woman in the bed next to mine, and she called a little while ago. She's feeling rather poorly, and she needs someone to sit up with her.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Well, I'm not so sure it was the right thing to do, considering the element in this neighborhood. I don't want to come home and find all my furniture gone.
Well, don't worry. I'll keep an eye out on your place for you.
Oh, thank you, Deborah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good time now.
Never going to use the extra room as a baby's room.
I think that's a great idea, Draper.
Was it Magna?
Yes, please. Good. You know, it's been a long time since we've had a social evening together.
There you go.
I hear a lot about you two from other people. Tonight, why don't we make it a first-hand report?
Why don't we wait till Deborah gets here? That way I won't have to repeat the stories twice.
Hey, that's a good idea. Thank you for the eggnog. You know, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, Deborah, that's good reason for tonight.
You haven't been seeing too much of her these days, have you?
No, we've sort of cooled it somewhat. As a matter of fact, I guess it was the last time we saw you all. Things sort of changed, you know?
You mean when you proposed to her last time?
Yeah. Thought about that a million times. I wish I would have choked on one of these little things here before I said what I said.
Not the caviar, it's too expensive.
Oh, yes, and very delicious, I'm sure.
Yeah, they do look good. Let me have one of those.
Sure.
Well, you know, Deborah's sort of, she doesn't like to be pushed. Unfortunately, Owen Madison found out the same reaction.
Owen Madison?
Yeah, he's a friend. Listen, I promise, tonight I will not pull that stunt again.
I wouldn't mind if you did.
Hey. As you can see, Steve, my wife is still the hopeless romantic.
I happen to consider myself a hopeless realist. I still think that Steve and Deborah make a beautiful couple.
So does Steve.
I'll bet you so does Deborah, too. Down deep. I think you should try it again. Not necessarily in our living room this time, but, I bet I wouldn't even be surprised if she said yes this time.
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, marriage is one topic I thought we might discuss tonight.
Oh, really?
Not mine. I mean, there's been a lot of people getting married lately, you know?
Yeah, our deputy chief just got engaged, didn't he?
Yeah, Calvin's been chasing Star for quite a while. I guess it took him a while to get up the nerve to ask the question, you know?
I got it. Why don't you just make sure that Deborah gets a front row seat at their wedding? When she sees how beautiful the ceremony is, she just may decide she wants one of her very own.
Terrific, terrific. We just went to a wedding, as a matter of fact. Funny, the justice of the peace thought Deborah was the bride.
Well, who was it?
Oh, well, it was your old client, Paige Madison.
Paige Madison? Well, who'd she marry?
Brian Madison.
Her brother?
Brian. You gotta be kidding.
Well, they're not really related. Look, it's kind of a long story.
Well.
You're saved by the bell.
Yes.
Oh, well, here's the completion of our foursome, huh?
Welcome. Hello. Hi, April. Here, this is for your great expectation.
Give me your coat.
Good to see you. Let me take this one. Ooh. Oh, do you want some eggnog?
I got it.
Yeah, please. Hi, Steve.
Hi. I was kind of concerned whether you'd show up tonight.
Oh, come on. Oh, I've had a real hectic day, I've got to tell you.
Sit down, relax.
Listen, I thought you were a lady of leisure for the next 2 weeks.
Well, I thought I'd be climbing the walls with Chief Mallory's suspension, but actually I've been pretty busy.
Don't tell me now you've been playing cops and robbers on your own again.
No. My neighbor came to visit me. We talked practically the whole day. Oh, I didn't tell you that the apartment across the hall from me has been rented.
Oh, well, that's good news.
Yeah. This lady, Mrs. Corey, she's a little frail, kind of not in the best of health, so I've been playing Good Samaritan to her.
Very generous of you.
Oh, yes. Well, I have nothing else to do for 2 weeks, so I guess I'll just be getting to know her better and better.
Oh, well, we don't have any neighbors. Do we, Deborah?
Well, we didn't think we'd be around here long enough to develop any relationships with them. Or with our neighbors, that is.
Oh, that's right. You were up for that job in the law firm in New York.
Yeah, I was. I mean, the job's filled now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all right. Look, I'm all over that now. I think.
Hey, Draper, sorry, I know the job meant a lot to you. But we're very happy that we're not going to lose you to New York.
Yeah, especially now. I mean, we'd have to hire charter a plane at least to get all your friends up there if you had your baby in New York.
Oh,
Thanks.
that's right. How long you got? I mean, when's it going to happen?
5 months. Counting.
Oh, I bet you can't wait.
We both believe it's just too good to be true.
Yeah, well, you'll know it's true soon enough. Doesn't the baby start kicking about now?
I know.
People are really funny. You know what I mean? They start kicking before they're born.
Well, how's it going, April?
Just fine. As a matter of fact, I went to see my obstetrician the other day, and she said everything is proceeding normally.
Oh, great. That's wonderful.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of silly, but, you know that little nursery rhyme we used to say when we were kids, you know, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes April with a baby.
Yeah, I remember when I was in grade school, whenever any of my friends saw me walking with a boy, they all used to say the same thing.
Well, let me tell you, now, they are truly words of wisdom. Well, come on. I mean, falling in love and getting married and having a family. Come on, it really is. It's wonderful.
Well, you certainly make it sound worthwhile, yeah.
As a matter of fact, if anyone ever wanted an unsolicited testimonial of the joys of married life, I volunteer.
Well, you certainly make it sound appealing. Who knows? Maybe someday even I will be shouting the praises of motherhood, marriage. Someday.
I'm still not sure what you think about the man, Nancy. You seem to be bending over backwards not to reveal any personal feelings about our new police chief.
No, honey, I told you he's young, intelligent, well-educated, certainly aggressive enough.
No negatives?
No. I think I should be careful about the negatives, Mike. After all, we do want to encourage him, don't we?
Yes, we do. And of course, people know how close we are to Bill Marceau.
Oh, well, now, Derek Mallory and Bill Marceau are two entirely different cups of tea.
In what way?
Well, honey, in one way, Bill was very receptive to the idea of women on the police force.
Oh, yes. He was the one who made Deborah Saxon a full-fledged detective.
Right.
Are you implying that Derek Mallory doesn't approve of that idea?
You'd think he would, wouldn't you? I mean, with that modern outlook on police work, all that education. Honey has a degree in criminology. But I got the impression that he still is not ready to accept the idea of a beautiful red-headed detective.
And how did he accept the idea of a beautiful red-headed crime reporter?
Well, I do know how he reacted to a beautiful television reporter.
Nicole?
I think that Mr. Mallory has just turned off women in general, honey. He was divorced recently. Did you know that? Yeah.
Well, that would do it, I suppose.
Yeah, in fact, that might be the answer for his attitude. Really, he's not the most relaxed man in the world.
But he's got a good record. And he seems determined to do a good job here in Monticello.
I think he's going to do fine.
Excuse me, would you care for another drink?
No, thank you, not I.
I will, the same, please. Thank you. What was that you said about Nicole? Something about Nicole and Chief Mallory?
Oh, well, she interviewed him on WMON News.
I know. We watched the newscast together.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just that I got the impression that, well, he found her very nice. But then most men find her very nice, don't they?
Here you go, sir.
I just can't think where else to look. The old witch must have a receipt for plane reservations, hotel reservations, something. It's just as if she vanished into thin air.
Lillian.
Mrs. Madison, I thought you were on vacation.
Well, quite obviously. Just what were you doing?
Well, I was just straightening up.
Well, from the state of this room, it looks as if you were doing exactly the opposite.
Well, I was dusting, too.
Very little dust accumulates in closed drawers.
Well, I was just trying to be helpful, Mrs. Madison.
Helpful. Or were you helping yourself?
No, ma'am. I swear I wasn't going to take anything. Please, you must believe me. I wasn't. Please. All right, I'll tell you the truth. I was looking through your things, but not with the intention of stealing. I was only trying to find out where you were.
Where I was?
Yes, on what island Mr. Dorn wanted to know.
Mr. Dorn? Elliott Dorn?
Yes, he was very anxious to find out where you were.
Was he?
He gave me his phone number to call in case I could find out where you could be reached. Here, see?
Yes. Oh, well, now I understand. I'm sorry I said what I did, Lillian. Look, why don't you take the rest of the evening off? Go to a movie or something.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, there's a letter that Mr. Madison left for you over there on the nightstand.
On? Dear Nola, I don't know when you plan to return, but I thought you should know that Brian and Paige have been married. Married. Well, that's it. Now I've lost everyone. My husband, my son.
Minnie Hayes, the lowest of the low, drug pusher.
Oh, my.
He deals drugs all over this neighborhood, even to the school children in the schoolyards. Even makes some of his transactions right here in our own hallway. So if you ever see him, you gotta let me know.
Oh, I certainly will.
Kid's a walking drugstore. He says uppers, downers, doesn't even care who he sells them to.
Well, people like that should be in jail.
Yeah, well, we're trying our best.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I'm glad. I've always heard those things do terrible damage to people, don't they? They do terrible things. Barbiturates. A central nervous system depressant can cause symptoms similar to alcohol intoxication. In large doses, the patient can become comatose. Very interesting. Amphetamines. Central nervous system stimulant. In severe states can cause hallucinations and delusions. Symptoms indistinguishable from paranoid schizophrenia. Drugs can do terrible things indeed. Elliott. Almost forgot.
Hello?
Oh, Mr. Dawn. I hope I didn't call too late.
Who is this, please?
I think I'm insulted. You don't even recognize my voice. It's Mrs. Madison, Nola.
Nola! What a surprise.
I heard you were trying to contact me.
Yes. What tropical island are you calling from?
No island. I happen to be in my very own room right here in Monticello.
Oh? But your maid told me you went on holiday.
Oh, well, I decided that since my family's in California, I could get all the peace and quiet I wanted right here. So I cut my trip short and returned.
I see.
Was there anything specific you wanted to discuss?
No, not really. I just wanted to have a talk with you. You know, I think our conversations are most interesting.
Well, if you don't have any plans for the evening, perhaps you'd like to drop by, have a drink and some conversation.
I'd be delighted. See you in a little while. Goodbye. I was looking forward to that time. But now that Nola is right here, there is no need for me to go anywhere.